evening, traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 937th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni, and that would be me. Traders, these videos are filmed each night for telling us OmniX technically what we should do in the markets tomorrow. But this particular video, being filmed on Thursday night for Friday, October 26th. We're in October, right? October 26th, 2012. Some days I don't even know what year I'm in. This video is for the next few days out, maybe for a week. What you are about to see in this video is extremely interesting. It's extremely important to us traders, you traders, that look for what's going to happen over the next few days, that live by trading these markets, that pay their bills by trading these markets. This video, very important to you, so make sure you tune in. In this video, I am going to talk about a possible fundamental shift in our markets. A fundamental shift. Is it going to be? Very, very, very important juncture we are at a very dangerous juncture in the markets. I kid you not, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Traders, we know that futures trading is extremely risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We know that futures trading is not suitable for all trading accounts. And we know we do not trade these markets without putting in stops, because a stop is our best friend. If you do not have risk capital, you should not be in the futures arena. But for you traders that understand what's going on, rock and roll, let's see what we have. A fundamental shift. Is that going to take place in our markets? Technically, I have something extremely important to show you. What is it? It is OTAPMA, traders. The Omni traders, imagine that, my favorite indicator. It is OTAPMA, traders, the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average, and it is telling me to tell you that we need to pay attention to what's going on here. This is a very dangerous juncture in the market. The markets are at a spot right now where if we do not drop, we'll be okay, but if we get underneath OTAPMA right here, we're going to have a big, big problem. Now, here's what I don't like about this setup that I'm seeing. Many, many, many markets are at my OTAPMA, or the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average. The following markets, however, which we call leading markets, leaders of the U.S. indices, leaders of the market, leaders of industry, the markets that tell us if the economy is picking up steam or slowing down, markets like copper, those markets we call leaders are all below OTAPMA right now. The followers are at OTAPMA. The leaders are through OTAPMA on the downside. That is not a good development. Traders, I'm going to show you a wealth of charts in this video because you need to see what's going on. What I know about trading, about analysis, about the Omni is this. When you see 20, 30, 40 markets gathering around OTAPMA, and I'm talking from financial markets to grains and everything in between, things that aren't even related to each other in any way, shape, or form. When I see all of those markets gathering around my OTAPMA, I know this. It is very likely that we are about to have a fundamental shift. I know that this is a very dangerous juncture in the markets for us, and I know that if we do follow the leaders in what I'm about to show you, the leaders are pointing lower. Traders, I want you to watch this next video segment. It is featuring OTAPMA, and you can find me live at livewithoscar.com in my live chat rooms. They are free, where I will help you OmniX understand the analysis. Now, in this video, before we get into the chart segment, I want to welcome my OmniX to Vegas. OmniX that came to Vegas for this weekend's Omni Camp. Welcome to Vegas, Omniacs. You're going to love it. I am psyched. I am ready. You are going to get 4 full days and nights of intense training. I'm going to show you OTAPA. I'm going to show you how to call an Omni. I'm going to make you really glad you took this trip. So welcome to Vegas. I'll see you this weekend. Traders, I will not be able to do another video probably out until Monday because my Omniacs are in town for a 4-day training session called Omni Camp. And that training session starts bright and early Friday tomorrow morning. So, welcome to Vegas. For you traders that are going to be trading, 2 things. Watch for OTAPA. Get ready for this chart segment. And it looks like the corn market has topped. So watch out for that. With no further ado, let's go look at some charts. Traders, is a fundamental shift about to take place in our markets. This video is all about OTAPA, the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average. What you're looking at is a daily bar chart of Apple. Apple, the biggest stock on the street, right? The one holding 117 billion in cash, the big kahuna out there. About over 3 weeks ago, I got in front of this camera and said, I think Apple has topped. I gave you a fundamental reason. I think what they did with the new iPhone and the adapter was insane. And I gave you very good technical reasons. 1, 2, 3, a head and shoulders topping pattern that took several weeks, over a month to make. Then I showed you it had a projection. Projection was here. The market dropped right to the projection. Now we're in a bear flag. The bear flag has a projection down to 598. Look at how low we've gotten so far. When I gave you the top, when we talked about the top being in, do you know where we were? Somewhere between 690 and 700. That's when we told you that it looked like the top is coming in Apple. I gave you a head and shoulders, but here is what's really interesting. Apple never stays below the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average, which is right here. Apple never stays below this. 1, 2, 3 days maybe, 1, 2, 3 days maybe, 1, 2, 3 days maybe, but that's it. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days so far, and it looks like it's going even lower towards 598 on Friday. This is not a good development. We are now below OTAPA in one of the biggest stocks in the world. It is what leads the NASDAQ around. In fact, I always kid around with NASDAQ and say NASDAQ no longer has a mind of its own. NASDAQ is Apple's bitch. Whatever Apple wants, NASDAQ will do. In fact, I call the NASDAQ NAPPLEDAQ. So if Apple is going down, guess who else is going down? So traders, important, OTAPA, that's what this is about. See where we are, 6 days under OTAPA now, that never happens. I'm going to blow this chart up. Let me show this to you a little closer. You do not stay under OTAPA. You do not stay under OTAPA. Here, it tried, it got right back up, only 2 days, but this time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Traders, up close, the bear flag is in. The bear flag comes in after a right shoulder of a bearish head and shoulders. Shoulder, head, shoulder, bearish, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Then we break into a bear flag. The bear flag breaks down for this projection. It's on its way. We're here now. We expect at least 598, but look at how many days we are now below OTAPA. It doesn't usually happen. It doesn't usually happen. It doesn't usually happen. Here we are. That is significant. Let's continue. Traders, the Russell ETF, another leader. Apple is a leader, an industry leader. The Russell Ridex, this is not the Russell that you know, it's not the Russell 2000. This is an ETF that follows the Russell called the Ridex Russell. The Ridex Russell is a leader, clearly a leader. And look what the leader did. First of all, it broke down out of this massive parallel channel, came flying down, but look where it is now. Here's OTAPA, here's the settlement. Here's OTAPA, here's the settlement. That is a problem. Another leader. Apple's a leader below OTAPA. Russell Ridex, big time leader below OTAPA. Dow Jones Transportation Average, the leader of U.S. indices, below OTAPA severely. And in fact, the 200 bar moving average is above this thing. Not good even slightly. The NASDAQ, another leader. Have you heard me say this now? The leaders all below OTAPMA. Look at how much below the NASDAQ is. Below OTAPMA, another leader. Traders, this will continue. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, below OTAPMA. Slam, look at that. Another major indice below the OTAPMA. Is this a fundamental shift? I just showed you a bunch of leaders, right? The leading indicators, the leading markets were below OTAPMA. Now I'm showing you a follower, the emini S&P. It's just at OTAPMA. What does that tell you? If it's a follower and the leaders are down here, what does it tell you the followers are going to do? The followers follow the leader. This is a horrible development right here. If we get below OTAPMA in the emini S&P, it's going to crack for a while. Traders, OTAPMA is nobody's fool. It's never involved in the market unless it's meaningful. You break it, boom, all the way down here. Hit it, can't get above. Hit it, get above for a moment, get under it. Once you get above and get away from it, massive move. The OTAPMA is a very good indicator, and it's never really in the market unless the market is ready for some sort of a major shift. The Russell 2000, the one that we trade, the Russell 2000, unlike its leader, it's a follower of its own leader. It's not quite below the OTAPMA yet, but it's right here. It's kissing OTAPMA. It's been there 3 times, and it looks to me like it goes on Friday. So a follower of the Russell ETF, the Russell 2000, follows the Russell ETF. That is just about getting under OTAPMA, but its leader is well below OTAPMA now. Traders, then there are bonds. U.S. 30-year T-bonds, another leader, an industry leader. I've been showing you this chart for quite some time now. We had the kahunas to come out and call top in bonds weeks and weeks ago. And it's our topping tool plus a head and shoulders formation making us look lower. After the head and shoulders, we rallied up for a head test, which failed. Now we are starting to move lower, a bear flag. The head test failed right here at my blue arcing tool. And look at this, the top of that flag was right here. Here's where we're trading now, traders. Out of the bear flag, topping pattern, an industry leader, more important. Where did it top? At OTAPMA. Look at this. Right at OTAPMA, everything started to fail. Failure, 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 breakdown. The Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average is telling us that this world is changing very rapidly. We may very well be in the midst of what I like to call a fundamental shift. And if these leaders are correct, these markets are going down. Traders, 10-year notes, another industry leader. The Fed is in the notes, the Fed is in the bonds. If they are making a move, it is leading because the Fed is leading this entire move with its QE purchases. OTAPMA, Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average. The day we break OTAPMA, we put in a spike, which turns out to be a flagpole. Now we have a bear flag. We've broken below the bear flag. That is bearish. Where did it get bearish? Right below OTAPMA. Look at this. Hit it, held, hit it, held, hit it, held, hit it, held. When it broke, it was a major break, and now below OTAPMA. The Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average is telling us that we are in a very, very tricky spot right now in our U.S. indices. Looks like they're going to break. Here you have the Australian dollar. It is one of the few markets that are actually above OTAPMA right now. And it is above OTAPMA. So we have one market above OTAPMA so far. But it's at the OTAPMA. It's come down to OTAPMA. So everything seems to be coming to the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average. Then there's the Canadian dollar. Look, it's sitting right at the average. It's trying to break it. It's trying to break it. It looks to me like tonight it will break it. Another world market at or below the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average. Another major industry leader, copper. Copper comes all the way down to OTAPMA and then gets below OTAPMA as of Thursday. Not a good development. Here's my point, traders. We are at a very dangerous juncture in our markets. The leaders have broken OTAPMA. If the followers do their job and follow the leader, we are going down for at least a few days, if not a few weeks. Very important juncture that we are at. You do not have 30 commodities come to OTAPMA for no reason at all. We are talking completely different commodities, stuff that has nothing to do with other commodities, financials and things that you would eat. foodstuff versus bonds, and that is all coming to OTAPMA. I kid you not, this means fundamental shift coming our way. Next chart, palladium. Traders, palladium. Look at this. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Runs up for a head test. Breaks below OTAPMA. Since it breaks below OTAPMA, it makes a bear flag. Palladium now looking like it wants to complete the bear flag. But what's important? Below OTAPMA. Another world market. Next, crude oil. The crude oil, another industry leader. Obviously, you're using crude if the industry's perking and picking up. You're using less crude if the industry's backing off. Look at the crude. Look what it broke, traders. As soon as it got below OTAPMA, it started putting in big bars. Boom, boom, boom. OTAPMA, the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average, is telling us we are in the midst of a fundamental shift. And if our U.S. indices break this OTAPMA, we're going down for quite some time. The gasoline, am I talking about another industry leader or what? Gasoline below OTAPMA in the fashion of a bear flag. Another industry leader. Gasoline below OTAPMA. Traders, there's a theme here. I hope you're catching on. Heating oil below OTAPMA just for a moment, but look at it. It's sitting right here. Heating oil is a follower. It's not a leader. Heating oil gets used in the winter, not a whole lot in the summer, not a whole lot in the warmer months. So it's a winter market. It's just getting to OTAPMA. It's leaders through OTAPMA and in a bear flag. I would think that the heating oil will follow its leaders, gasoline and crude, and break down as well. Traders, then we have some foodstuffs. Soybeans. Another industry-wide leader. Soybeans are used in everything from tires to food and everything in between. You can find soybeans in almost every product in the world. Look at where soybeans are. Soybeans got below OTAPMA. Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average have been staying below OTAPMA. Looks like they've topped out. You got another head and shoulders going on here. So, once again, OTAPMA. Once we get under it, we stay under it. OTAPMA telling us that we are in the midst of a fundamental shift and many markets are going to continue to come off. Then you have oats. Oats is a silent leader of the grains. Oats is above OTAPMA, but look at the bear flag right here, traders. Also, you put in a high, you came up to test that high and failed it because here's that high. Didn't get high enough. That means you're topping out. Now you have a bear flag. OTAPMA's right beneath it. We are heading down for that bear flag most likely. And then you have wheat. Traders, look at the wheat. It's been falling below OTAPMA. It cannot stay above it. It cannot stay above it. Wheat is now also starting to look like it's going to break. Why? Because it's having trouble at the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average. Traders, a fundamental shift coming your way. Take my word for it. We are not supposed to have this many markets at OTAPMA. It's not usually what happens. Soy meal under OTAPMA. Starts to nosedive, runs up, hits the OTAPMA for one day, gets right back under it, and down we start to head. Soy meal looks like it wants to head lower as well. Traders, now we're looking at cotton. I mean, how many more markets am I going to show you? Cotton, below OTAPMA. Industry-wide usage. China's going crazy using cotton. Everybody wants to live better. They want to wear nice shirts. You know what? Cotton below OTAPMA showing you industry is slowing down. What's next out there? This does not stop. Traders, the orange juice. A product that's on every breakfast table every morning. A product that's used in every hotel you can think of every day. Why is it not going up? Shoulder, head, shoulder. Below OTAPMA. Failure here, failure here, failure here. This whole area stays below. And it looks like it also wants to start heading down with the rest of the group. And now we have cocoa. Traders, one day above OTAPMA so far, and that's about it. Ever since it got under, it has not been able to stay under. But another market above OTAPMA, I think that gives us 3. Hooray, hooray, hooray. But everything else is below OTAPMA. So what comes next? Let's look at another market. Traders of foodstuff, live cattle. This, once again, anybody who eats meat, it's on every dinner table, it's in every restaurant. Look at the day it gets below OTAPMA. Look what it does. Whoa, bam, all the way to here. Look at the bars around OTAPMA. This big, this big, this big, this big, this big. Look at when you get under OTAPMA. Whoa, bam, enormous bar. Look at this. You get under OTAPMA. Look at this bar. Whoa, bam. fundamental shift taking place from foodstuffs to what we use to trade money with and everything in between. Then we have the CRB index. Traders, CRB index is a composite of about 17 different markets that make up our foodstuffs. And let me tell you right now, if this is a gauge of commodities, they were running up for a while, but look at where they're at. Once again, that very, very important and dangerous juncture. Now, you do not stay around this OTAPMA. Look here, it's nice and smooth. You're never near OTAPMA. If you get near it, it's meaningful. If it holds, great. If it breaks, we have a problem. That's your CRB index, a basket of multiple commodities. And then that brings us back to the NASDAQ, traders. Remember, NASDAQ, one of the big leaders of U.S. indices. NASDAQ also has Apple in it. Apple, a big, big leader of whether or not this economy is moving forward. Look at how much lower we are. A leader. Look at how much lower it is than OTAPMA, meaning the S&P and the other followers will very likely follow lower. There it is, traders. My dissertation about my Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average and what it means when 30 commodities come smashing down all around that average. Very few of them are above, almost all the rest are below. Pull your own charts, do your own homework. Come on down to livewithoscar.com to my free chat rooms and allow me to help you understand what we're looking at. So traders, there it is, the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average. A whole wealth of markets. And is this a fundamental shift about to take place? Let's quick review. Apple, the Russell ETF, the emini S&P, NASDAQ, the Russell ETF, the actual real ETF that makes our Russell 2000 move around. Dow Jones Transportation Average, Dow Jones Industrial Average, copper, live cattle, cocoa, crude oil, heating oil, gasoline, bonds, notes, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, palladium, cotton, orange juice, CRB index, soybeans, wheat, corn, oats, soy meal. How many other markets will I have to show you? All of these hovering around OTAPMA. Problem is, just about every one that's a leader is below OTAPMA and the followers are still dangling above. That puts us at a very dangerous juncture in today's markets. Traders, that's what I wanted to show you. I will be busy for the next few days. I hope you get busy pulling your own charts. Take a look at what's going on right now. I am not saying that we're definitely going to crack because still on my board it says do not fall in love with the downside. However, if these other markets I just showed you start getting below OTAPMA, I will erase this off my board and we will just start pounding on this market. I personally don't care which way it goes, up or down, as long as it moves. We're omniacs, we're day traders, we can get in and out. But for the economy, of course I want this to go straight up. That's what the world needs right now. So, I am not calling for disaster. I'm calling for this. We are at a very, very dangerous juncture. If it does not hold here, the writing is on the wall. You know what you're going to have to do next. If it does hold here, back up we go and everything's normal. So traders, do your homework. Make sure over the next few days, tomorrow's Friday, do your homework over the weekend. Look and see if you think we're at a fundamental shift in these markets. It is absolutely a very dangerous juncture we are at. And if we are going to follow the leaders, we are going down. Traders, that's my gift to you. I hope it helps. Make sure you come on down to livewithoscar.com. Omniacs, I'll see you tomorrow morning for Omni Camp. Always remember, keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do to help yourselves with that is say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening. And you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Traders, videos 937, a longer term view. Are we about to go into a fundamental shift? Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.